Hey everyone, it's me Doomlink and welcome back to Doomlink's Random Hunts. It is currently part 66 for my video series and it is the 21st of February 2020 as we are recording this, or as I am recording this. You're not really recording it, you're just watching it. And that's fairly normal, so don't worry about it. This Rocky BB guy is a phone user. I don't know if Hikaru is, he probably is because I'm playing on Huntsdiverse. Who plays on a fucking desktop these days, am I right? Especially in Southeast Asia. But anyway, aside from that, do I sound upset? Anyway, for those of you who saw my Doomlink livestream playthrough recording for Ocarina of Time that I did yesterday, you would know that it was my original intention to record Majora's Mask today. But I'm not feeling too visually presentable, nor photogenic, so therefore I'm doing this instead, which is probably not a bad thing because it's about time that I uploaded a new recording for this game, or for Monster Hunter in general, I should say. This guy is one of those people who, I'm sorry Rocky BB, just as I was about to fucking have a go at Hikaru, I went and charged into Rocky BB, which is probably not great, but anyway, if you want to be the biggest fucking turd ball on planet Earth, what you do is you bomb on a trap so that everyone gets hit away from the monster, your DPS goes in the toilet, and then it's essentially a waste of a trap. That's pretty much how you do that. But anyway, Rocky BB, in fact, Hikaru is hosting this quest. He's being a little bit of a turd outside of just placing bombs in the trap. He really wanted to host this quest, obviously, because he ran straight in first. I told them it was my intention to host because I happen to not be a phone user with dog shit connection. But anyway, do I sound upset? Anyway, let's continue on. We're doing one of the many double Rajang G-rank quests that exist in this game. Also, I don't know if you heard my controller button, but I backdashed right at the moment I got hit, but unfortunately it ended up being just slightly too late rather than slightly too early. There is no slightly too early, because had it been slightly too early, or rather slightly earlier than him attacking, we wouldn't be having the problem of getting hit. But anyway, you need to stop jumping around, you stupid monkey bastard. Anyway. So, long story short, I'm recording Freedom Unite because I felt that that was the best thing to do in place of recording Majora's Mask. Nothing wrong with that. And so, yeah, I'm with these people, hunting a Rajang, and to be honest, well, not just a Rajang, but two Rajang. There's going to be a normal-sized one, and then I think there's going to be a giant one coming, but he's not quite at the level of, whatever it's called, Child of Destruction, which I've done a number of times on camera. Actually, no, let's not let him in the trap. I'm quite positive that pitfalls do not work when he's black. That is going to really hurt, never mind. So yeah, I am using Evade Lance, that is something to mention, and for some reason my performance is not amazing right now. I don't know what's causing that. If you ping for that fucking trap, you know what, he might learn a lesson or two. He might learn a lesson or two. I thought it was, so see how he's jumping out of the fucking trap? He just learned a lesson, that's alright. We all need to learn lessons in this game eventually. Sometimes at the cost of a net and a pitfall, but anyway, he's just learned something. Or maybe he hasn't learned something. Maybe in a few more quests he'll do the exact same thing and wonder why it didn't work. I'm just going to dash out of that or not. It was a prolonged hitbox. But anyway, one day people will learn, I think, but I don't know when that day will come. It seems that every single time I play with people, they do something like that. They just don't know how the game works. This guy's in G rank and he's pitfalling a black Rajang. But anyway, or a non-enraged Rajang. I'm pretty sure that it works when he is enraged, but anyway, hey. Isn't that funny? He technically got hit away, but the animation remained, but because he had been pushed away, it didn't end up hitting me. So there you go. Alright. I don't believe that there is a time limit on the spawning, or rather, I don't believe the spawning of the second one is timed in any way. I believe it only relates to the killing of the first one. Once the first one is killed, then the next one will come. And that's fine. In fact, it's better. It's not a matter of it being fine, it's good. I prefer it to be like that, because I don't think we're doing too terribly well with this Rajang. Also, the reason why I'm using Lance, that's probably something that's worth mentioning as well, is because it's the only weapon type that I haven't gotten over 100 uses with on my guild card, so therefore I'm trying to get it up. That's what she said. But seriously, I mean, we're talking about lances and getting it up, and you expect me not to say something like, that's what she said? Let's be real, guys. Anyway, you need to... Well, I'm glad he wasn't on target. I guess he was aiming for Hikaru, or whatever. Again, not entirely sure why I'm having performance issues in the game, but... Actually, I do know, because I never restart my computer. We've gone over this before. You guys don't need to hear it again. But regardless, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I think he's coming after me, or not. Of course, sheathing your weapon can help to just get to the monster as well. I don't really need to explain that. You could see that I was starting the combo so that I'd be able to get a nice side dash in, but I didn't manage to get that in. I was just a few pixels too late, as per usual, with my action. Which is one of the issues with Evade Lance. Sometimes you just do it a micro nanosecond too late. That's not an actual unit of time measurement. Like micro nano? No. Maybe one of each of those, but not all three. That doesn't really exist. This guy's using the magnitude. It is considered to be the best raw hammer in the game, for good reason. I believe a close second is the... Is it the Black Diablo's hammer? Something like that. I don't quite remember, but I'm quite sure that Black Diablo's hammer is also quite good, so that is assuming he has a hammer. I'm going based on rather vague memories here, you'll have to excuse me. But anyway, hopefully this guy dies pretty soon. Rocky BB, as he is referred to, is trying to get pelt, so therefore we don't need to worry about breaking the horns or anything. I don't really need any Rajang stuff. That's very nice of you to heal me unnecessarily like that, but yeah, he doesn't need horns, which is good, and I don't need horns, which is good, so we're all good overall, I would like to think. Okay, you can continue doing that. He's going to jump back, or not. Apparently I can't actually anticipate the movements of this black creature. This black monkey. Black ape. Anyway, moving on. I'm not a huge fan of monkeys, but I would say that among the monkey monsters, Rajang would be my favourite. But he's still not a huge favourite of mine in the series. It was nice to see him return in 4th gen, of course. A little bit harder as well, or considerably harder would be a more accurate way of putting it. But, again, he's not among my favourite monsters, that's for sure. He does have his place in the series, because he is considerably difficult, compared to... Oh, well, I'm just going to carve, and hopefully not die. There's some Gold Rajang pelt. That's what Rocky BB's looking for. And some Black Rajang pelt. Not quite what I want. Actually, I don't want anything, so what am I talking about? Sometimes I just talk complete bullshit, if you haven't noticed. Okay, I'm getting that hit on the face. I'm doing it for the sake of damage, not for the sake of breaking the horns or anything like that. Okay. Managed to... Oh, that was a good position for the trap. Something's actually working for us for once. I don't know if I'm going to do more than one quest here. It depends on how long this one takes. I would prefer not to do more than one quest, but basically... Actually, no, I will do more than one quest, because we're supposed to do someone's Gravios after this, because some guy didn't post a Hunsterverse quest for his monster, and got a little bit upset when I joined this guy's room immediately after he made a room for it, and I'm thinking, well, unfortunately, I'm not a fucking mind reader, and I don't know who wants to hunt what as soon as I come into this Hunsterverse area. So unless you've got the quest on the system, I don't know what the hell you want to hunt. So it doesn't really work in the way that you're imagining Guy who wants to do the Gravios, and assuming that he still wants to do it, and assuming he hasn't already got a group, will be doing it after this hunt, I think. At least that's what Rocky BB says. His name is Rocky BB, and he's down for some Gravios. I thought I saw a gigantic shiny on the ground, but obviously not. And I can't evade with this lance to save my fucking life. You'll have to excuse me, I'm not a seasoned evade lancer in 2nd generation. Because, you know, lance in 2nd gen is not a thing that I like to use. But we've gone over this, I've talked about the issues with the lance in 2nd gen. I have become very spoiled with what Tri brought into the fold with counters, and counters, of course, I don't really think were ever better than Tri at any time after Tri. Maybe in games like Monster Hunter Online, but as far as mainline games, that counter on 3 hits was smooth as hell. I don't know why I just got heavy frame drops, but I did. And I really need to try and stop being so Well, I need to try and not have my system be so unable to record the games that I want to play when the time comes for me to record them. It kind of needs to stop. So he's putting down a trap right here because he's, I don't know, lazy or something. Oh great, that's kind of unfortunate, isn't it? Went and wasted a shock trap. And of course, in the pre-Monster Hunter 3 Try games, there is no progressive resistance to traps and flashes, so it was indeed quite a waste of a shock trap there. Well, that's alright. Hopefully this guy isn't going to last too much longer. I really don't know though. I'm assuming he has a little bit more health than the other one. He may not as well, I'm really not too sure. But when it comes to doing G-Rank Rajang, this is the best quest to do. Because you fight them one at a time, you don't have to deal with Child of Destruction. I thought that was going to happen, I wasn't entirely sure. I knew he was going to jump back on me, but I didn't know he was going to do so much damage that it would kill me. That's kind of over the top. Anyway, I should have an Ancient Potion to pop, and then at that point, we should be pretty close to killing this guy, hopefully. Yes, I do. But anyway, based on the length that this quest is going for, I'm probably going to leave it to one hunt for this recording. We might do the Gravios for part 67, something like that, I'm not too sure, but regardless. Oh wow, I'm actually evading at the right time for once in my goddamn life. The good thing about side evasion is that you can do as many as you'd like. There we go, doing some back hops to some level of effect. Unfortunately, Rocky BB was not quite so lucky in surviving that attack. But that attack in particular is what changed a lot in 4th gen, and resulted in a much more difficult Rajang fight. But anyway, gonna charge, avoiding Hikaru of course, and that is a dead Rajang. I didn't even get the final hit. I was close, but didn't quite make it. You dead monkey bastard. Well, I don't know how long we've been recording for. Might actually double check, one moment. I would say that that is not really enough for one recording. Doesn't really do it for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disappear right now, so as not to drag on the video. And I think the next you will see me, I will be hunting a black Gravios. We'll have to see. Alrighty, so we are in a regular Gravios quest at the moment. I shouldn't really be wasting time drinking a hot drink when we're not staying here. Oh god, Hikaru is fucking disappearing all over the place, and he probably wants to... Oh, now he's hosting the frickin'... Hold on. I need him to discover me first. I'm not letting Hikaru host, there's no fucking way on this planet. No, you're not going anywhere. Okay, excellent. I'll be hosting this hunt. I'm not letting Hikaru host, because if I let him host, this frickin' monster is going to be... What? Are you fucking kidding me? Where is he? I understand. Much like Hikaru was fucking disappearing. Hold on, I need to say a few things here. First and foremost, the Gravios was disappearing because Hikaru was disappearing. Makes sense. Second of all, this guy's fucking shock trapping the monster when he's the only one in the room with the monster. What is he doing? I'm sorry, do I sound upset? Seriously though, like what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's always desperate to host even though he's got fucking backwards ass internet. I'm not saying my internet's amazing, but I can assure you it's better than his. Anyway, so in other news, this is a regular Gravios. I am using a water lance, and as it turns out, Hikaru is the... Yeah, he's fucking disappearing all over the place. Look at this. Where is the other guy? What is he... Is he lost? Sometimes I can't play with other people, you know, like... It's one of those situations where sometimes I just can't do it. Anyway, we're going to aim for the chest, that is the weak point. I do have Mind's Eye on this set, which is why I'm using a lance on a Gravios. Of course, if you do not have Mind's Eye, I would certainly not recommend you use lance on a Gravios, but anyway. I will be mostly hitting him in places where he is well armoured, but it seems that if I can get the hit in on his stomach, we are indeed able to not be bouncing had we not used a Mind's Eye. But anyway, there we go. I'll shield this. It's easy to manage that. Anything that I can comfortably shield, I will shield, and anything that I can't comfortably shield, I will evade, ideally. But anyway. Are you kidding me? This frickin' game. Alright, go on, do your tail swipe. Fucking asshole. Just gonna back hop to get some distance. Or to close the distance, whatever. Missed the back hop. Alright, let's heal, like, now. I'm not trusting anything that he is doing. I really need to heal up. This Rocky BB guy, I'm going to smack him in his stupid face if he doesn't get here now. I don't know if he's lost, but I'm getting annoyed. I don't really want to two-man this thing with Hikaru. Although the more people are involved, the harder it's going to be for this Gravios to stay in one place, I would suspect. Alright. Yes, yes. You do your tail swipes. I'm glad they missed me. All of them. I'll shield that. Pretty easy to shield, so I'll just do that. Nothing wrong with shielding with the lance, but again, sometimes it's not always the best thing to do. In situations when you can evade much faster, it's better to evade for obvious reasons. Similar to countering if you have, or rather if you're playing a game where you are able to counter with the lance, it's something that you can generally do in the middle of your combo without much of a problem. And it's the same story for evading. But in this game you have no real way of shielding while in the middle of a combo. So yeah, that's part of the issue. Sure. Alright, I'll shield that. And some more hits into the stomach, and now I am well and truly bouncing on the chest. That's alright. Oh my god, is this really happening? This Rocky BB guy with his bloody bow. And again, I am running Lance, and Lance gets flinched by everything, so I probably shouldn't be too upset. I've got beef with Rocky BB, alright? This is what I have discovered. Just going to shield this wind press. Because it's a little bit temperamental. I wouldn't try to evade through it. It's not ideal to evade through a roar like that either. Let's heal up. This guy hits like a bit of a truck. He looks like a truck. He is the truck of monster. Oh, I was about to say monster hunters. No, he's not a monster hunter. He is in fact a monster. He is what we are hunting. Anyway, you do your tail swipes. Are you doing more? I don't think swipe is the word, but anyway. I'll shield this because I don't trust him. Not going to be doing any charging. I think sometimes charging is okay. It's sort of the lazy move. But anyway, he's doing his poison maneuver. So Hikaru should be doing a decent amount of damage. He is running longsword. As we all know, longsword is quite a damaging weapon type. It is the same for 2nd gen. Oh. Well, I probably should have just tried to get some distance between me and him at that point. And he's about to... Can you not? Like, what are you even attacking? You're too far away. Maybe he did make contact with a monster, I don't know. Oh, Gravios was doing his little fast run out of the area. I love it when he does that. Unfortunately, he was already really close to the exit, so we didn't get to see much of that. But if you're in a big area and he's doing his fast walk away, it's quite entertaining. I really enjoy it. Alright. Are you roaring? No. Let's put down a shock trap, shall we? Because I haven't really been doing that lately. Oh god. That was a bit dangerous. Try and put one down. Is he going to hit me out of it? No. Oh. Frickin' wind press. Alright, I'll put down a shock here. It's not difficult to get a Gravios and a shock trap, because Gravios is one of those monsters that likes to charge around quite a bit. It is hard when Rocky BB wants to not line up with the trap, but anyway. He wants to line up with a fucking pitfall trap and a black Rajang. But in this case, no. This might be a little bit difficult for him. Okay. Aiming for the chest as before. I think at times I'm piercing out of the chest weakness point. So let's say for example that I was amazing at the lance or something, and I was only aiming for the soft part. It is possible that because the lance is quite long, it can pierce into something else, and that was me trying to, you know, recover and shield that roar, but it didn't work. Anyway, the point that I was trying to make was that, you know, even if I were aiming for a soft part, because the lance is quite long, it can pierce into something that would, in fact, be an armoured part of the monster, so I would be bouncing anyway, even though I would be aiming for the soft part, which is why Mind's Eye is the way to go. Not just for this monster, of course. I mean, Mind's Eye is obviously the way to go for this monster, but for any monster, really, with a lance. Unless it's a very low-level monster, but that's something you can worry about. For me, I like to have armor sets that are closer to general use. Something that I can just slap on that will work with everything. Because I don't really, especially in a game like this, I mean, I just don't have the armor set slots, but as well as that, I don't have the time to have multiple sets for multiple use case scenarios with the same weapon type, you know. But having said that, I do have 2 armor sets for the lance, 1 for shielding. Can you fucking get over here for once in your goddamn life, Rocky BB? Anyway. Again, me and Rocky BB, we don't get along so well. He doesn't know that. But anyway. No, there's something about me and hunting with other people. I shouldn't, but I do. It brings out the worst in me. I was trying to do a second dash, or a second side slide, whatever we want to call that. There's another shock trap. Back hop into range. That is a cut tail. Of course, frustratingly, in 2nd and 1st gen, there is a invulnerability period for the monster, while the tail is being cut and the monster is in the animation that follows a tail cut. I'm about to get hit by that. Or not. Fortunately, I do have Evade +2. As you can see, the Quake was something that I wasn't able to get out of the way of, but I can assure you that had I not been backdashing and had been standing in that position that I was in, I would have been hit by the actual attack itself, because I'm sure that has a pretty good hitbox. It's 2nd generation, I have no question that would have been something that hit me. He's being a bit intimidating. Come on, Gravios, I know you want to do a tails swing. There we go, that's the word I'm looking for. Swing. And in fact, he tricked me. He was not going for a tail swing. He was going for a hip check. You know, what a funny maneuver for such a monster to do, but let's not question it. Oh, damn it. I was trying to get that second hit in before I evaded. Didn't work. Didn't work. It's alright, I'm not well practiced with Evade Lance if it isn't already blindingly obvious to you. And about that, getting this complete in 23 minutes, I don't think that's going to work, but I tried at the very least. Again, I would prefer not to have super long recordings, but I can't really control it, as you can tell. Is that another shock trap? No, I thought I saw it. I'm evidently blind, that's alright. Sometimes blindness is oh, that's a problem. Can't do much about this, we'll see what happens. Oh, Hikaru is looking after me. Oh, for a second I thought I was in grey sharpness. Actually, I'm still in white, but whatever, we'll top up the sharpness of the weapon. Come on, there we go. Always works. He's doing another outwards fire attack. Why is he still alive? Can I just ask that? Am I allowed to ask that, or is that sort of a taboo question at this point? So what is Hikaru using? He is using longsword. I don't know if he has Mind's Eye. He probably doesn't have Mind's Eye. So what does that say about our damage situation? Probably nothing positive. So, I don't know. I would say Rocky BB is doing a decent amount of damage. He's running bow. He should have good DPS. He's not having to worry about bouncing or anything like that. And he is aiming his shots at the chest, which is good. Whereas Hikaru, on the other hand, I'm thinking is slightly more ineffectual. More than slightly more, actually. But maybe he should have reconsidered his weapon choice. Actually, having said that, he may not have another choice of weapon. I didn't see what he used for the Rajang hunt, but it may very well have been the same thing. Regardless, I'm the lance user of the day. It is not a weapon type that you see often in this game for very, very good reason. And yeah, I am the guy using it today. Again, trying to get that first hit in, but the animation's a little bit too lengthy, so I couldn't really get it completed before evading through that attack, but whatever, that's the story of this hunt. I was going to say the story of my life, but not quite. More like just the story of this hunt. And he's going to charge, I'll just shield down, it's fine. You can see it does quite a number on my stamina, but I don't really need my stamina beyond that point, so it's not a problem. And we've got a limping Gravios. Thank God for that. We managed to get him limping in 10 minutes. La-dee-da. Hikaru is... Actually, that's a good point. If he can do his spirit combo, he's not going to have to worry about bouncing. Unfortunately, he is hitting the feet when doing that. Rocky BB, for the love of God, you fucking phone user bastard. This is what I mean when I say that phone users ruin the fucking online experience of this game. This guy was... Anyway, don't worry about it. The problem with the guy is that he was trying to host the previous... he was posting the previous Rajang quest. And it kept on disbanding because he's a phone user. And the connection is unstable as hell. So, anyway. This is not my quest, so I'm not going to go for a capture. I would like to, but anyway. Just to speed it up, you know. I'm the main damage dealer now, so... But having said that, it's pretty good damage. This is a decent lance, and yeah, pretty much soloed that one. Well, did the solo kill there. Nothing wrong with that. Well, Rocky BB did his damage, nothing wrong with that. What's wrong is that he's using a fucking phone to play the game. And some of you may find that to be a foreign concept. Why on earth would you use a phone to play a game like this? Imagine tapping on the fucking screen. I know, right? Well, it's pretty bloody common in this game. Well, on Hunsterverse anyway. Because there are people... Actually, I'm going to go and carve the tail. That must have been what Hikaru was doing. But yeah, there are people who, instead of having computers, instead have... Let's say instead a few more times, they have phones instead of computers, basically. Because they do have similar functions. One does not necessarily replace the other, but not everyone... has money, you know. I'm not saying I have money or that you have money, but they don't have money. Okay, so they can't really afford both, which is understandable. But anyway, they play games on their phones and they think tapping on the phone is great, and then they ruin the experience for people who do have computers that can actually play the game stably. But anyway, Hikaru says thank you very much for doing his hunt. That is not a problem at all. But anyway, heavy Gravios shells and 2 big wyvern stones. I don't really know what the drop rates for the big wyvern stones are, but I'd say it was decent luck that we got 2. Anyway, I do thank you all for watching. I've been in a little bit of a foul mood for this recording, but I hope that you do forgive me for that. Phone users do get on my nerves. That is something that never changes, but I had beef with a few people for reasons that may or may not have been worthy of. I don't know what I'm saying. See you everyone, I thank you all for watching. It is once again part 66 for Doomlink's Random Hunts, and I will see you when I'm next recording. Bye bye.